Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Undead Labs finally released the long-awaited feature of State of Decay 2. The weapon swapping is finally here. So now we can switch between primary and secondary firearms just with a tap of a button. Before jumping into the video, if you like to see more exclusive tricks, guides and State of Decay news in the future, consider subscribing to my channel. I have split this video into 3 chapters and the timestamps are given below. The first question I should answer here is, which guns are primary firearms and which guns are sidearms? All the guns that sits on our backpacks are primary firearms and the guns that sits on our legs are sidearms. And to avoid any confusion, all the guns are now labeled as sidearm or primary firearm, so there is absolutely nothing confusing about that. Let's take a look at our inventory and we got 2 different slots for firearms. One slot is for sidearm and another slot is for primary firearm. When we have both types of guns in our inventory and if we equip them, they will automatically be equipped in their appropriate slots. There are no separate controls to equip primary and secondary firearms. That means we cannot have 2 sidearms or 2 primary firearms equipped at the same time. And since we can have 2 firearms equipped at the same time, there is also a small change in equipping muzzle attachments. From update 25, if we try to attach a muzzle attachment, we will get a small pop-up window to let us choose which gun to attach the muzzle attachment. Right now I have reset my controls to default settings and here we can see cycling weapons action is now assigned to 2 in our keyboard or Y in our controller. Previously 2 and Y were assigned for changing firing modes, but since they are now assigned for cycling weapons, changing firing modes is now assigned to 3 and B. Right now I have equipped both a sidearm and a primary firearm. If I press 2 or Y while aiming, my character switches between guns with a new animation. Also, if we open our inventory, one of our firearms is highlighted with orange color to let us know which one is our current firearm. There is also another setting in controls that allows us to switch between guns while we are not aiming. By default, it is assigned to 2 in our keyboard. If I press 2, the guns will be swapped immediately without any extra animations. Right now it is assigned only to our keyboard and there are no key assignments for controllers. That is because there are not enough keys in a controller to assign a new action. The only possibility is we can manually assign that action to a controller by sacrificing another action. I have found few issues with this new implementation. The first one is, when we try to equip a muzzle attachment, the pop-up window shows all the guns in our inventory and asks us to choose the gun. Also, even if we only have one gun in our inventory, the pop-up window still asks us to choose the gun. That is slightly annoying. The second one is, I don't know why Undead Labs decided to remap the firing modes from Y to B and used Y for cycling weapons. Instead, they could have mapped the cycling weapons action to B by default. We all got used to the older settings and our muscle memory will be a huge problem, so most of us will have to remap them manually. And the major problem I found with this new implementation is, if we are using controllers, we can no longer dodge while aiming because dodge key is now assigned to changing firing modes while aiming. I definitely don't want any other action mapped to the dodging key because dodging is very important, so it definitely has to be remapped. So I remapped the weapon swapping action to the right stick button and the firing modes action back to Y. Right now I can dodge while aiming and I also can switch weapons if I press the right stick button while not aiming. This remapped weapon swapping controls is faster because it doesn't use any extra animations, so it is instant and good. Also, there are few other changes present in this new beta update and I will cover them in my next video, so stay tuned. If you find this video useful, don't forget to leave a like or dislike, and if you believe I will deliver quality videos in the future, consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you again in the next video.